Hello everyone, I'm SOWMIYA, Department of Accounting and Finance from Patrician College. Now we are going to see about indirect taxation. What do you mean by indirect taxation? Means there will be indirect and direct. What do you mean by direct and indirect? Direct means we will pay the tax on direct. Indirect means we don't know, we don't recognize, we are paying the tax. This is indirect. This is a simple line which is coming from the indirect taxation. What is meant by direct taxation? This is direct taxation, you are paying in a straight away, like you are getting a salary means you will pay your tax on straight away to the government that you are exceeding from the level of limitation. What do you mean by level of limitation? Which means you are getting your salary more than 1 lakh or 1.5, you will be getting 1 lakh 50,000 means you have to pay some amount of tax. This is called direct taxation. It's also named of income tax. Indirect taxation, coming to the point, here we are saying like direct taxation means you will be paying directly. Indirect means like you are buying any biscuits, like example Britannia biscuit for 10 rupees means you will be paying at least 3 or 4 rupees as a indirect taxation. Like nowadays we are calling as a GST. Before we have a n number of taxes like VAT, excise duty, custom duty, n number of taxes. Now Indian government has reduced your tax burden from the customer. Why we are using word of customer means only the tax has been paid by the customer. Why the customer has been paying? Because they are consuming the service as well as the goods. They are receiving some specification from the goods or raw materials, they have to pay. Like you are enjoying your resort or you are enjoying a meal, you have to pay to the restaurant for the food as well as for the service. Why you are paying, ma'am? Why should we have do that? Because you are getting a service from the restaurant. They are giving the food as well as the service. They are served to the table. So this is called service. You can see nowadays the bill ISG, IST, GST and CGST. Only these kind of tax will be clarified in type of GSTs. What is GST actually? Goods and service tax. Why we have to pay goods and service tax? Because we are buying or we are selling, we are transporting something from one place to another for the purpose of business. It's coming to the taxable. Because you are running a business, it may be small, it may be large, it may be a MNC company. But in coming to the point, you have to pay some taxes to the government. What do you mean by SGST, CGST and IGST? What is SGST? Coming to the first point. SGST means State Goods and Service Tax. What do you mean by state? We have to pay our state government first and then central government and then integrated goods and service tax. What do you mean by integrated? We are paying state and central. That's enough. Why we are paying integrated means the transaction is different, because if I am in Chennai, I have to goods sale to the person who is in Madurai means I have to pay only SGST and CGST. If my customer is apart from South India, he is in Gujarat or he is in Delhi, my goods has to deliver to Delhi, which means you have to pay IGST. Why? Because the state is different and you are integrated means you have to pay your integrated goods and service tax to the central government. The name just different, but the CGST means central. Why we are giving a central means we have paying SGST, CGST in between, which means intra-country. IGST has been collected from the businessman and divided into two in the name of SGST and CGST. They don't mention directly, so they collect in the name of IGST. So afterward collecting the tax and then they divide it into two and divide to the state government and central government. Now we are seeing three things. One is state, one is central and IGST. Now we are going to see about UTGST. What do you mean by UGCST? It means Union Territory. For example, Pondicherry is a Union Territory. You can't blame them. And Goa also Union Territory. So these countries have a different type of activities in taxation process because they have a different rules and regulation coming to the India. So if you are in India but you are not in a part of the India, it's a called of union territory. They have a different percentage in GST. In a businessman perspective, there will be a more important thing because it's very convenient to the small trade business. If you are paying before GST, you will be having only 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs is the smallest business price range. But after GST, you have 20 to 75 percentage. The turnover will be considered as a small business. So if you have 20 to 75 lakhs turnover person, you will be having lesser taxes. But in before GST, you have to pay more than what they are expecting. So how its benefits means, as a businessman, it's very convenient to create a motivation to the youngsters to create a business. So if the business has been increased, the economic will be definitely increase their source. So if the economics has been increased, the India will give the GDP as a greater level, better than before. So the GST has helped us from the top to bottom. Like advantages means they reduced many crabs from the taxes, because if you are buying before GST, for example, if you are started a business, from starting buying a raw materials, you have to pay 10 to 50 taxes for the same product, from logistics, from customer, for retailer and the customer. This is a chain. So if you have after GST, you have only pay GST. The GST money before getting from the customer, businessman have already paid. But how we will get means he can claim the GST from the government that I paid already. Our customers also paid. So I am getting my customer money as a refund. So it's a benefit of the businessman. So it encourages every businessman to create their own empowerment, to encourage the youngsters and also give them more opportunity for the Indian people. If they are not understanding what is GST from top to bottom, they don't know how to file. They don't know how to file and how to process the and how to refund and how to filing. If they are not filing means how it's converted. They don't have any rights to claim or complain on the other party who is already registered GST. If for example, I am a farmer, I don't know anything about GST means I am a contract with the person who is registered in GST. If he cheated on me, I can't complain him. I just can register the complaint, but the company or a police, they don't have any rights to ask the person who is cheated on us, because they are registered in GST but I am not. So I am not capable to trade as per the Indian law. So if I am cheated because of the person who is cheated on me and he is registered means, the problem is I am not registered will be the top line. So you can claim some amount, not the exact amount which you are faced as a failure. So if the person who is registered, if I am also registered means I can claim on them, and government will be give the full power to me to collect the refund money. And also another limitation is, this is not a, it's not a large process, but you have to give a right document to the government. If you are giving a wrong document or a defect or it's not right document, if you are confused with that, means if for example, if I am giving my documents, the business has been running in the name of me, but I want to give the business to my son means I shouldn't mention his name in registration of GST, because the GST filing is only based on the person who is holding the company and who is the owner of the company. So you don't have to mention your son's documents in the GST filing. GST filing is a documentation which is given to the central government after all the process has been documentation verified only, they will be giving your approval. What is this? Why should I register? Before in excess duty or VAT, we don't have to do that. Why? Because of GST. Because the Indian government wants to know how many people are doing business, and this is why GST is helping the Indian government as well as the Indian youngsters. This is all have a myth on that. This is the politic people have been given the idea, but it's not. It's a GST council has been giving all this percentage to the every states and central. The decision, rules and regulations on the particulars, provisions, sections will be discussed in the GST council only. They will be the people have the rights to give the notification to the people and how to register, when to register, what to register. And this process has been complete by the GST council alone. So if they are increased anything in the name of in 2020-22 Jan, they changed a lot of percentages. Like for example, for cloth they have increased 3%. Before that we have only paid for 3%. Now right now we are paying 6 to 7% on clothes. This is about direct tax and indirect taxation, and we will see other topic next class. Thank you.